their last game after the win against Notre Dame. And so today's going to be another test. You can't look too far ahead, and you can't, stay too far back in the win that you just had. It's another 40 minutes that they have to play.
Absolutely. Jennifer Sullivan, by the way, the head coach of Florida Atlantic in her 4th year. She's put together a good group of young players. We were just talking to Coach Campbell about that shot, how big that is for Sedona, that 15 to 17 footer.
I think that's what really sets her apart, because she's able to knock those down consistently. It makes, the 5 player for the other team have to really decide what they're going to do.
One of the things FAU comes into this game saying, we've got to score early in the shot clock. They didn't get that, as Haley Van Lith with the rebound. Averages over 5 rebounds a game, 5.5 to be exact. Can shoot, buried by Taylor Bigby.
They want to shoot early in the shot clock, Florida Atlantic does, but TCU wants to get up and down. You see right there off the rebound, Haley found Taylor Bigby and still hot from the 3.
Here is Perry. She launches the 3 off the mark. TCU will have it. One of the things we saw in the Austin Peay victory over FAU was Austin Peay was able to really kind of hurry things up, and that's what Mark Campbell wants to do.
Florida Atlantic, they want to play in the up and down, but more of a controlled pace, whereas TCU can really get up and down on both ends of the floor. And so, as long as they're at a good pace, that's going to be into TCU's advantage.
TCU, a very unselfish team, 4th in the NCAA in assists per game, number 2 in assist to turnover ratio behind UConn. Quickly up court, here is Jada Moore, has to give it up to Maya Perry out of Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Started her career at Ohio State, so she's played high-level basketball. The floater over Sedona, no.
It was almost down, though. It was a good look coming off her right hand. She's a shooter, so she's able to knock those down at all levels.
TCU tied for 16th in the NCAA in points per game. Sedona, the fall away, got it, 2 for 2. TCU averaging over 85 points a game, and Sedona's got 4. She averages over 20 a game.
It's always a good sign when she's knocking them down from the outside early. That's what she did in the NC State game, and you saw how she finished that game.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good sign for TCU.
That was Maria Michael-Buss, the 6'1 senior out of Asker, Norway, and Sedona.
Debuting that press, you'll see just making the Owls turn it over. And Madison Connor, oh my goodness.
And the scouting report is you cannot leave her alone after a turnover. She saw the opening, she took it, Jada.
That's exactly what she did. You leave her open, she's gonna knock him down, and she doesn't need a lot of space at all.
Lock in, TCU fans. It's time for Horned Frog Hoops. The fastest team of the country is back in action. Jamie Dixon of the Frogs are looking to run their way to a 4th straight NCAA tournament. You won't want to miss a second of the high-flying Frogs this season. Get your season tickets today at GoFrogs.com, and we'll see you soon at the Showmont.
Attention TCU fans, get ready for an electrifying season of women's basketball. The 2024-25 season is here, and the Horned Frogs are ready to put on a show. Join us as our star-studded roster featuring Haley Van Lith, Sedona Prince, and Madison Connor take the court. This season, we're facing off against powerhouses like NC State, Baylor, and West Virginia that are sure to bring intensity. Be part of the excitement and secure your tickets today at GoFrogs.com. It is showtime.
There are those who see the world through a different lens, who take risks, who are willing to make a stand. Because trails, they aren't blazed by the timid, but by the bold. For 150 years, TCU has been creating the next generation of leaders. To think audaciously, care compassionately, lead heroically. And now it's our turn, our time to lead on.
Everything you thought you knew is brand new. We on the new wave. This ain't what it was. See, when the game changes, so do we. Every day, every play. Always been greater than 12, now standing 16 strong. In every end zone, any time zone. When everyone else keeps asking, what's next? We know we are.
TCU 5 of 6 shooting, and the question now for head coach Jennifer Sullivan in her 4th year, and she talked to us about this the other day. She said we cannot have inefficient quarters.
Exactly. You know, she said previously they've had good starts. Today is not one of those days, and you know, something that Coach Mark Campbell talked to us about, it's kind of just being shell-shocked about who you're playing and the ranking that's in front of their name. But you know, you can't do that. You still have to come out here and play the game for 40 minutes, and so Florida Atlantic's going to have to step up.
Well, Florida Atlantic is a solid defensive team. They're number 26 in the NCAA in opponent field goal percentage. But TCU with this press, it is suffocating.
And the length that they have in the press. You know, you've got Taylor Bigby right there, knocked it out. Donovan Hunter is a really long point guard. And so they've just got size throughout that press.
This time they get it to Perry in the corner. Madison Connor with it. This is where they want to push it. They want to make people uncomfortable. Haley Van Lith off the glass, got it.
And I love when you're in transition and you try to get to the paint. We know the threes are going to be open, and you know TCU is going to take those as a three-point shooting team, but be able to attack the paint in transition is really special.
6 baskets made, 5 assists for the Horned Frogs in the early going. Defense, up and under, no. Quick outlet to Haley Van Lith. 3 consecutive games of 20 points. And she's also in that span. She's hit 57% of her shots and 35% of threes. First miscue for the Horned Frogs. As Stephanie Ingram, the sophomore out of Orlando, Florida, gives it up back to Perry. Perry being hounded. They've got length on her, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called. Our officials tonight, Kim Hobbs, who made that call, Jesse Dickerson, and Tommy Paris. They'll be making the calls tonight. First substitution, Aaron Rodgers, a very talented freshman out of Lawrenceville, Georgia, will come into the lineup for Florida Atlantic, and Jada Moore will go out.
One thing we're going to see Florida Atlantic do a lot, and we're probably going to touch on it more than once in the game, is that they get to the free throw line. They like to draw fouls and get themselves to the free throw line. And once they get there, they don't shoot it so well. That's another thing, 58.9% from the free throw line. So if you can convert those with the clock stop, that's really how you shrink the lead.
Absolutely, and I'll convert that for you. They're 341 in the NCAA in free throw shooting. I don't know how many more teams are left.
Yeah.
No offense.
You know, and that's just, you know, your training. You got to step up and hit those, but you've got to put in the work in the time and practice for those free throws to go down.
And they're probably going to count on their defense because Florida Atlantic's last 3 opponents have averaged just 54 points a game, and in that span only 2 have scored better than 60. Donovan Hunter will go out of the lineup, and Agnes Eminopu. Spent a lot of time talking to Coach Campbell about her earlier today and talking about how she's a winner. She's unselfish. She's versatile.
And I think, you know, her coming in consistently in that 6-man spot, you know, the grittiness that she brings, she's going to do the dirty work, and that kind of makes everybody else step up to, you know, go and get those 50-50 balls and the energy that she brings.
And the 3 finally rolls around and goes down.
Perry is going to shoot that 3. It's really good that she's knocking it down early.
Madison Connor, catch, shoot, can't get it. Nice job, Biggs, Bigby keeping it alive. Haley Van Lith from the outside, and the 3. She is just a dagger on the inside. Sedona probably got a piece of it. Perry will try to set things up. She has to give it up to Ingram.
And when you're not, shooting early in the shot clock, that's where execution comes into play. You've got to really make TCU work on the defensive end.
That was nice defense by Taylor Bigby. Michael Bust had no place to go. Haley again off the side of the iron. Michael Bust the rebound.
That was a little just a heat check for Haley.
Yeah. Rogers got in no man's land. Maya Lewis out of Loganville, Georgia, another talented freshman. We talked briefly at the beginning. They've done a good job of stockpiling some freshmen that are going to be outstanding players.
And it just takes time, especially to just, on the collegiate level from high school is very different. And so, right now is game 8, I believe,
right.
Game 9, excuse me, for Florida Atlantic. So they're still figuring it out.
Now they're coming off a loss to Austin Peay. Austin Peay banked in a 3 with 1.6 left in the game, and Coach was telling us it's taken them a while to get over that. They thought they had the win.
And it's a hard, a 40-minute game, and I've touched on that, but the last second, is still a part of the game, and so being able to, lose like that is definitely devastating.
Now Sedona tips it to Agnes Emanopu, the graduate transfer out of Victoria, Australia. Won a national title with Stanford, graduated from Stanford in about half the time I graduated from college. Outside the 3, no. Michael Bust will pull it away. The last 2 games, Florida Atlantic's only shot 35%. Only 2 games they've shot better than 40%.
Right there, Erin Rogers coming in. She's looking to score, and that's exactly what she's done so far.
3, no. Perry pulls it away. Perry into the paint. Nice little handoff to Rogers. Baseline, no. Lewis was doing a nice job trying to keep Sedona Prince off the board.
Just trying to give her team another possession, which she did.
Udi Jovanovic will check into the lineup for the Horned Frogs. Wearing number 5, and Aaliyah Robertson also coming into the lineup. We were talking to Coach Campbell, and he says, we kind of have like 8 starters.
You don't go far in your bench at this point. You've seen who's, earned the time on the floor, and you reward them for that.
Christina Godfrey into the lineup, now running the point. She did a nice job in that Austin Peay game, settling the team down in the 3rd and the 4th. That'll be 3 seconds. And that'll only be the 2nd turnover of the game for the Owls.
TCU have an opportunity to run through some offense right now and execute in the half court.
They took that Cayman trip as a 80-minute business trip. That was their attitude going in. And of course, you can't help but think of South Carolina coming in Sunday to Dickies Arena at 6 o'clock. By the way, kids' tickets are low as $10. Might want to check that out. But I like the attitude they went in. It was only a 2-game little holiday tournament. They didn't have a whole lot of time to do anything.
No, I don't, and I like that setup because, that mimics the NCAA tournament. It's quick turnarounds. It's you play top teams and have to come out and perform every single game. So, getting ready for that early in the season is nothing but helpful for TCU.
The hesitation, Rogers. Godfrey got in a little bit of trouble, gets it down to Lewis. And it'll be TCU's basketball with 2:11 to play here in the opening quarter. TCU, they have missed their last 5 shots and are only 1 of their last 8. Their scoring drought at 3.5 minutes.
And I don't like their shot selection right now. They're shooting a lot of threes. They haven't went down right now. But, getting paint touches is what's going to get them, back into their rhythm.
10 of their 15 shots have been from beyond the arc. Outside, Donovan Hunter airballs the 3. Moore looks to push. Moore on Jovanovic scores.
Moore, when she got the ball in her right hand, she's going to attack, and she's going to attack hard.
Watch her on tape, and the words that you and I wrote down is she can push the tempo. Van Lith. Una launches the 3. Nice job by Florida Atlantic just clawing back. after being down by as many as 14.
They're doing a good job of rebounding on that backside, you know, with the long threes that TCU has put up.
Josiah Jenks inside. Agnes Eminopu got a hand on it. 65 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And a whistle and a foul. That'll go against the Owls. And one of the things that we were talking about to Coach Sullivan is height doesn't bother them or intimidate them because they're a pretty big basketball team.
Yeah, you know, they don't have the most height, especially compared to TCU, but they work hard. You know, it's about their heart. And so it makes up for the lack of height that sometimes that they have in comparison to other teams. They're still going to come out and play hard.
Coach Sully was an assistant at Tennessee under Kelly Harper, was there a couple of years. A lot of us felt that Kelly and Coach Sully should still be there. Lob it inside, that's an unforced error. When your margin of error is slim, you got to make sure your passes connect.
You really do. Make sure you're putting it exactly where your post player needs it to be successful. You know, if you know she put it on the floor, give it to her high so she just has to go up.
Arizona played a lot of point guard last year, did an outstanding job. High basketball IQ, whistle and a foul. That's going to send Aaliyah Robertson to the line.
TCU only shooting 25% from the three right now, so I like them trying to get to the paint. You see right there, Aaliyah just put her head down to the right and was able to get herself to the free throw line.
Now, TCU hit 5 of their first 6 shots. They've only hit 2 of their last 11. 35 seconds left in the opening quarter. TCU came out hotter than fire. FAU just keeps clawing back. Jenks, no place to go. Perry. They launched the three. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers has an old man's game. You know, when we talk to the coaches, that's what she says about her. The ability to hit it from the three-point line with time and space is what she does.
Yeah, she has 6 double-digit games this season. Final 2 seconds. Madison Connor, no. Offensive rebound, no basket.
Second quarter, seeing that knockdown, that's how the game started. Madison Connor coming down, hitting a 3.
And you have to go back to the Notre Dame game in the 4th quarter. She hits the 2 big 3, and all of a sudden the 11-point lead was 5.
It's momentum. You know, this is a game of runs, and so she had them at the great time.
From the outside, the 3 by Jenks won't find the hoop. They get the offensive rebound. FAU actually out-rebounding TCU here in the early going. Here's Madison. Donovan Hunter, the transfer from Oregon State. Unselfish basketball player. Madison. Oh, beautiful. One dribble, can't get it to go down. Rebound knocked around. Una pokes it back to Madison.
Just a battle in there in the paint. Aaliyah Robertson poked it out to Una to get TCU another possession.
And then Aaliyah drains the 3, her 7th of the year.
It's a high percentage shot for Aaliyah once that ball has touched the paint so that she can make sure that she's in rhythm and get her feet set.
50% of her shots on the year are from beyond the arc. Lead goes back to a dozen. Nice defense by Aaliyah. Jenks in the corner. Madison with a rebound. She'll push it. She's got Jovanovic on one side. Hunter on the other.
And she's got Sedona as a trail.
Yeah, boy, she got position inside. That's called doing the work early.
You're right, doing the work early, just rolling hard off of that pick and roll, knowing that she has a mismatch, and Madison putting her in a great position.
Sedona already with 8 points in the ball game. Earlier today, before the game started, she was honored with a commemorative ball for her 1,000th point she got here at TCU. And we'll go the other way. Haley Van Lith will come back into the lineup for TCU. Checking back in for Florida Atlantic, Stephanie Ingram. Also coming back in, Yolanda Rouser the freshman out of Madison, Wisconsin. She's one of those players that is not intimidated by Sedona Prince because she's a brick wall herself.
For sure, she's aggressive. She's going to take it to her. You'll see right there getting her hands on the ball and able to knock it out, causing a turnover.
Almost a travel. Perry has to set things up. Bigby will come back into the lineup for the Horned Frogs. Spin move, good quick hands, Haley. And they knock it away into the hands of Madison.
And that's personnel right there. That's scout, knowing that she loves the spin move. And so just being there on the backside to tip it out.
Just about 3 guards on the offense now for Prince. She likes that 15, 17-footer. Hit one, didn't get that. Whistle and a foul. And that's going to be Haley Van Lith. Agnes Eminopu will come back into the lineup. Robertson will go out. And Una will also get a little bit of a breather.
Una and Aaliyah being able to come in and still, maintain the level of the players, other starters on the floor, just give them a breather.
Well, ever since they started out in the big hole, Florida Atlantic's been much more efficient. That was their goal. Those 94-foot fouls drive coaches nuts.
I didn't really see that one, but I think it was on a rebound. And at that point, you just got to get back. TCU had already secured it, so, to get back and play hard defense.
Foul was on Michael Bust. That was her first personal foul. TCU back on offense. Now you can see Rouser just leaning on Sedona. Whistle and a foul is going to be called by Kim Hobbs.
And TCU's guards do a really good job of seeing, the work that goes on behind Sedona. She's getting her position, and as soon as she does, she's getting double teamed. But Rouser had her hand on her on that left-hand side is the reason for the foul.
And that'll be the first personal foul on Rouser. Oh, they leave Agnes Eminopu wide open. Usually she makes them pay. Haley thought she had it, knocked it out. I tell you, had Haley and Sedona both there. And, talking about Haley and Sedona, what stands out to the two of us, they act like they've played together for years. They've played together 8 games.
And you would never know, but that's the work that they put in the summer, playing a lot of up and down. Coach Mark Campbell's style of practice in general is a lot of 5-on-5, and so you get those game reps more so than the half-court reps and being able to just really build that chemistry on the floor.
How about those quick hands? And then Sedona with a block, but they come right back with it. Emile Lewis with her first 2.
And good job by Florida Atlantic just sticking with it.
Sedona already 3 blocks in the ball game, 37 on the season. Number 1 in blocks. Outside Berry. Stephanie Ingram.
Ingram loves that mid-range jumper, so she was coming right off the bounce in her 15-foot range, knocking it down.
Ingram just 1 field goal made away from a career high that she set last year for field goals made in a season. Bigby, Sedona, got it. Sedona goes in double figures with 10.
And Bigby's attack just collapsed the defense and left Sedona wide open for that 15-foot jumper.
30 straight games, Sedona has been in double figures in a TCU uniform. Less than 4:50 to play here in the half. Eminopu on Perry. Perry throws up the wild shot. Haley Van Lith with the rebound.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Agnes switched with the high hand because Perry wants to shoot it. Great defense there by Agnes.
Possession arrow will belong to Florida Atlantic. And with that, we're going to get a timeout. We've got 4:33 left to play in the opening half. TCU, the number 9 team in the country, leading by a dozen. This season, TCU has had an outstanding combination of a high-powered offense and a pretty stingy defense. And you break down the numbers on the defensive side for Coach Campbell. I'll tell you what, Jada, they are impressive numbers.
They really are. You know, to be able to have a really high-scoring, offensive output, but then still be consistent on the defensive end. You know, they can do it on both sides of the ball, and so that's what makes them so good.
45 straight wins when opponents score under 50 points for TCU.
And one thing that, Florida Atlantic's coach talked to us about is, wanting to get more possessions. Right now, they're only about 2 possessions behind TCU, but you're only shooting 22%. And so with those possessions, they've got to do something with them.
Agnes Eminopu, little flick of the wrist, nails the 3. Her first point to the ball game.
And I like that shot better than the first one. The first one, it was a little rushed because she didn't realize that she was open. But that one, again, just in rhythm, feet set. She's a 3-point shooter.
Well, she's shooting 47% from 3 coming into this game. How about that, Madison Connor? She does so many things outside of 3-point shooting, which obviously gets the headlines. But if you watch her game from screens to picks, passes, and rebounds, she does it all. Here's Maddie again. Lewis doing a nice job on the boards, picking up her 4th rebound already. There's the quick shot that they wanted.
But with that quick shot, they've got to get back on defense. And you see right there, did a good job of transition defense, being able to get TCU stopped.
Bigby outside, knocks down the 3, her 2nd tonight.
From the angle I'm at, as soon as she let it go, I knew that was going in.
What a game she had against Notre Dame. She played 38 minutes in that contest. One of the reasons for the win. Oh, how about the no look? Haley, little pump fake, got her own rebound, tries it again, got it.
A little pad in the stats, no big deal. And just good job by Haley sticking with it and the vision that Madison has.
Gets her 4th rebound and her 7th point, ups the lead to 20. That's the biggest of the ball game for TCU. Closing it on 2 minutes to play in the half. Rogers out front, has to give it up. Perry on the drive, throws it away. That'll be the 8th turnover. Connor. I was about to say they're giving her too much room.
Again, what she said, she's versatile, and so being able to still take that off the bounce and find Sedona. She's not a spot-up 3-point shooter like she was at Arizona. She's become a playmaker for sure.
Absolutely. Arizona put her in the corner a lot of times. She has thrived in this spread pick-and-roll offense of Coach Campbell, as have a lot of players. Outside jumper knocked down by Lewis, the freshman, who averages 2 points a ball game. She's got 4 tonight.
And everybody's got to step up on this team against TCU, and FAU's not doing too bad of a job.
The problem Lewis had is she didn't get back quick enough to get behind Sedona in good position defensively. Tough fall away jumper by Perry.
And, if you don't get back on transition defense, TCU is the type of team that's going to run you up and down.
TCU on a 14-2 run on the layup by Haley Van Lith.
Just like that, getting it up in transition, finding Haley on her strong left-hand side. Madison with the vision, and Haley just attacking is wide open. Backside defense is late and one.
You watch Haley Van Lith on tape and in person, you see the fact that she's averaging over 7 assists a game. She's never averaged more than 3+ a game, but when she's got the ball in her hand, Jada, you appreciate this. She sees everything.
She really does, and she makes quick decisions. She's very patient with the ball and what moves that she's making, but the decisions of what she's going to do are made quick, and so I think that makes her really hard to defend.
Florida Atlantic started out not being able to throw it in the basket. They're ending the first half 1 of 7. Una. Oh, nice move, Haley. Little floater, Hunter can't get it. Rebound knocked around, still battling for it. Jada Moore comes up with it.
And one thing that Florida Atlantic is doing really well is rebounding the ball. Right now, 25 rebounds in the game.
Actually out rebounding the Horned Frogs in this contest. Here's Haley. They leave her open for the three, and I'll make you pay. She's got 13 in the ball game.
Little point to Madison Connor. Again, the vision that she's showing to find open players in high percentage areas. Haley's going to knock that one down.
4 straight games she has led TCU in scoring. Shot clock turned off, final 10 seconds. Horned Frogs on an 18-2 run. Haley launches. And that's the way the first quarter will come to an end. So
we need to pack it out with the Frogs, show them what we're about.
Absolutely. Crowds need to start coming out. This is a very talented team. 6 opponents this season have gone under 53 points for TCU. Only 1 has gone over 68. Here's Donovan Hunter with a 3. Offensive rebound, Sedona Prince. They set things up quickly. This is where TCU wants to put the foot on the pedal. Put the team away early.
They did a good job in that second quarter. It was a slow start, but was outscored 25-8 against FAU.
That's a nice rejection. Knocked away by Rouser. Rouser, the talented freshman out of Madison, Mississippi. That was her 6th block of the season. And TCU cannot finish it out. One of the big keys, Coach Sully was telling us earlier this week, they've got to limit the turnovers. They only had 9 in that first half, which is good.
Yeah, they averaged 19, so that is good. You know, less than half of what your average is.
That's going to be an offensive foul. Jesse Dickerson had the whistle in the hand ready to go on that one.
Because one thing that FAU does is they look to take charges.
Right.
You'll see a couple of times. This is the first one that's been called, but you'll see right there, Perry's just ready for it, steps over, hands straight up, falls back, and the official was right there.
FAU 0-2 when they trail at halftime. TCU just overruns it. Madison tries to make a little circus play, not able to get it. And Florida Atlantic will have it. And I think they're going to take a look at the clock. It reset to 20.
I think they're trying to did they gain possession to reset that shot clock.
They went back to 30 on that.
See ya. Right there trying to post up on that ISO, but TCU was calling it out.
Nice offensive rebound and the putback by Moore. 4 points for Jada Moore out of Denver, Colorado. Spent 2 years playing for Jeff Mitty at Kansas State. Led the Owls in assists per game last season. And Haley's going to be fouled by Rouser.
And that's the high IQ of Haley. On the first bump, she didn't get the call, but she continued to attack Rouser's hip so that the official had no choice but to call. You'll see the second attack there is where the contact was actually called.
And the 3 in the corner buried by Bigby, her 3rd from beyond the arc tonight.
Bigby's really coming into her own, showing that she is a scorer and a shooter, but more dynamic than that as well.
Looking for her 5th double-digit game of the season. Moore gets cut off. Rouser, no. This is a defense of FAU that plays physical, they play hard, they try to take your first action away from you.
And I think in that first quarter, they did that for TCU, but now they have adjusted and are really getting through their actions.
Perry, big-time three-point shooter, nice pass inside. That's a good ball fake. Rouser can't finish it out.
And she just had awareness. She knew Sedona was on her, so again, good ball fake. But because Sedona is 6'7", she was still able to recover.
And Sedona goes inside. That's going to be a blocking foul. Perry tried to get in front of her to no avail. And Sedona Prince, you know, we're trying to break down Sedona's game, and we've spent a lot of time with her this season. A different person would probably be the one thing I would say about her, but she's really focused. Told me a couple of weeks ago, this is my 6th year. It's basically now or never, and you look how efficient she is this year. Her field goal percentage is up 9 points from last season.
Yeah, I think she's really focused on, and she had experience last year where she didn't know that she was going to get this year back because of the injury. So one, she's trying to stay healthy and stay on the floor, but maximize what she does when she is on it.
And she's done just that, averaging 20.1, 11.4 rebounds, 1 block away from 100 her career. Big B, no. Check that. She did get her 5th block tonight. They credit her with one, so tonight she gets her 100th rebound after being honored for getting her 1,000th point. Moore splits the defense. That's a pretty move. Left hand, no.
And it looks like Sedona may have gotten a piece of it, like you said, got that 100th block, but she leads the nation in blocks per game at 4.3.
And she intimidates so many others. Madison Connor buries the 3, her 3rd from beyond the arc.
Madison is just a lethal shooter.
You can't give her any space. Her 7th game with 3 or more three-pointers made. Aaliyah Robertson is going to come into the lineup as Coach Campbell making a call for. Christina Gottfried will check in for Florida Atlantic. Agnes Eminopu, Una Jovanovic also coming in for the Horned Frogs. Leading by 29, they're on a 6-0 run. You know, we were wondering if Coach Campbell's going to limit the minutes of Sedona Prince. She had back-to-back 40-minute games, only had 28 versus South Florida. Your thoughts on that?
No, I think you've got to get her in shape to play 40 minutes a game every game if need be, you know, and so being able to only go 10, 20 minutes, I don't think that that's effective for the Frogs.
Deep in the corner, Perry with the 3.
And learning to play when you're tired is something that you have to practice.
Oh, yeah.
Learning to be able to convert those shots when you're tired.
Madison tries to answer, not able to do it. Offensive rebound and put back.
Aaliyah Robertson just finding that backside rebound. She does a really good job of getting in position on the offensive glass to get those.
You got to get out on Maya Perry. Last 3 games, 11 of 22 from 3. She can stroke it. On the season, 41%. Michael Busk out of Norway. Coach loves Michael Busk. High IQ, a team player, kind of a European type team player. Una Jovanovic for 3. Haley battles for the rebound. Up ahead, this will go to Perry for the easy 2. Perry's got 7.
And that's about the easiest basket that Florida Atlantic has gotten all night.
Good point.
TCU has really had their foot on their necks. And so if FAU can really string those together, they can get some points on the board.
TCU only outscoring Florida Atlantic 8-7 here in the 3rd. TCU got control of this game in the 2nd. Here's Agnes Eminopu. Off the glass, good strong move, can't get the rebound. Michael Busk dives for it. Possession arrow belongs to the Horned Frogs. And that'll bring us to our first timeout of quarter number 3. 4:36 left to play in the 3rd. Horned Frogs by 26.
Lock in, TCU fans. It's time for Horned Frog Hoops. The fastest team of the country is back in action. Jamie Dixon and the Frogs are looking to run their way to a 4th straight NCAA tournament. You won't want to miss a second of the high-flying Frogs this season. Get your season tickets today at GoFrogs.com, and we'll see you soon at the show mile.
Attention TCU fans, get ready for an electrifying season of women's basketball. The 2024-25 season is here, and the Horned Frogs are ready to put on a show. Join us as our star-studded roster featuring Haley Van Lith, Sedona Prince, and Madison Connor take the court. This season, we're facing off against powerhouses like NC State, Baylor, and West Virginia that are sure to bring intensity. Be part of the excitement and secure your tickets today at gofrogs.com. It is showtime.
There are those who see the world through a different lens, who take risks, who are willing to make a stand. Because trails, they aren't blazed by the timid, but by the bold. For 150 years, TCU has been creating the next generation of leaders. To think audaciously, care compassionately, lead heroically. And now, it's our turn, our time to lead on.
Everything you thought you knew is brand new. We on a new wave. This ain't what it was. See, when the game changes, so do we. Every day, every play. Always been greater than 12. Now standing 16 strong. In every end zone, any time zone. When everyone else keeps asking, what's next? We know we are.
Former Jada Curtis, I'm Ron Thulin. Welcome back to Fort Worth, Texas. TCU, number 9 in the country, up 51-25. Now, Florida Atlantic, Coach Sullivan saying they've got to put together strings both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, they previously had good starts at the beginning of the game and third quarter, and you can see that to be true today, at least for the third quarter. They've scored 7, TCU with 8, and they're at their best, Coach Sullivan said, when they can put together a score, a stop, and a score, when you kind of sandwich those in on both ends of the floor.
And they got to get to the free throw line. They've only taken 2 free throw attempts in this game. I was going to say TCU's only trailed in 3 games this season, winning 2 of those 3. Go down inside, flick of the wrist by Jenks, no. Kanisha Godfrey's checked into the lineup. The junior out of Tampa, Florida, started her career with Vic Schaefer in Mississippi State. Coach Campbell singling her out with us today earlier, saying the perseverance she has shown. And just working so hard. Great pass, KG, got it.
You know what you're going to get when she comes on the floor. She's going to give you 100% effort, and so especially on the defensive end. And you'll see right there just getting in a stance, just making it tough, because Florida Atlantic wants to shoot early in the shot clock, and so she's really getting out there to prevent them from doing that.
Has already graduated, didn't play last year because of injury. From the outside, Lewis, she rattles it. This is a good-looking freshman out of Loganville, Georgia.
You know, she's gotten better in stretches, the coaching staff of Florida Atlantic has said. She's hit 2 of those 15-footers today.
Well, she has a new career high with 6. Her previous was 5 against Bethune-Cookman. Godfrey wants it. Agnes Eminopu rattles the 3, the 10th of the ball game for the Horned Frogs.
And TCU really shares the ball. We talk about their assist numbers, but that's an example right there. Kanisha Godfrey, she missed the first one, but then was wide open and saw Agnes Eminopu and was able to give it to her to knock it down.
19 assists.
Just an unselfish team.
Yeah, 19 out of 22 baskets made. Again, number 4 in the NCAA in assists per game. Here is Agnes. This is where TCU puts the pedal down with 2.5 to go here in the third.
And just getting into early offense out of that transition. But there's still offense, even though you're not in a set play and you're not in transition.
Oh, can't finish it out. Offensive rebound, no. KG tries it again, and she is going to be fouled. How about the fake though by Kanisha Godfrey?
Oh my goodness, so sad that that one didn't go down.
Oh.
But the resiliency between Kanisha Godfrey and Aaliyah Robertson just to still get Kanisha to the free throw line.
Send. Only her 4th and 5th free throw attempts this season. Score. You go back to 2023. She had 26 in the opening game against Lipscomb. 3-time player of the year, Tampa Bay Tech High School. Pretty good track athlete also in high school. KG had 7 points the last 3 games. She's got 4 so far tonight.
And I think when she comes on the floor and knows that she's affecting that game, that really helps her confidence throughout the game.
Here's Lewis. Rolls off the screen. The shot, that's pretty by Aaron Rodgers, another one of those talented freshmen. Coaches called her a smooth operator.
Oh, my goodness.
Sade, darling.
There you go. She's coming in looking to score and doing a really good job today, knocking them down.
So you don't know the Billy Crystal routine with Sade, darling. So.
No.
Kanisha Godfrey hits the 3. That is only her 2nd of the year. How about that, KG? I gotta be nice to her. She's our stage manager for the Dallas Wings. She makes us look good. Outside, no. Haley Van Lith, nice job getting position. That foul's gonna be on Rodgers. Let's go back to Kanisha Godfrey's 3.
Assist from Madison, just that cross-court pass. A little head fake and up into the 3. See a teammate's happy for her knocking that down.
You know, you mentioned Madison with the assist. That is her 7th assist of the ball game.
And her IQ just really impresses me. She's knowing she can score, but finding her teammates as well.
That 7 assists, by the way, ties her season high. Sedona Prince, she's got 14 in the ball game.
She's doing it off the bounce as well.
And TCU will have it, leading 63-29. Outscoring FAU by 9 here in quarter number 3. Let's see if Madison can get a new career high, which is 9 assists.
A lot of ball left to be played.
Yep. Haley Van Lith. Right hand, left hand, doesn't matter. That counts as 14 points. 7-0 run by the Horned Frogs. Final 25 seconds here in the 3rd. Sedona giving Lewis a lot of room. Rodgers, they show the double. Foul's going to be called. That'll be on Sedona.
And Sedona, you can see just reaching down because she knows Rodgers is going to try to go one-on-one. The game and the shot clock winding down. She had Haley down there in the post. In those moments, you want to say discipline. You know, say discipline in defense. Make her take a tough shot with that shot clock winding down. 8.9,
they try to thread the needle. TCU all over it. Moore in traffic, no. Sedona had it, lost it. Kanisha's got it, can't get the shot off. And I said, Jesse, do you mind if I talk about it? He goes, no, please do. He wears a little cancer emblem on his jersey, but Jesse is a survivor. He gets a clean slate, and we're just so happy for him. He's one of the really good guys.
Yeah, for sure. Doing whatever you can to prevent, you know, cancer and detecting it early, you know, really do encourage everyone to
and if you need
go to the doctor.
Yeah, need any more convincing, call my daughter, who's a nurse practitioner with oncology. She'll read you the riot act like she does her dad. She's out of my will. It doesn't make any difference now.
Oh, my goodness. How about take her advice?
Yeah, well. Inside, Haley Van Lith will commit the foul. TCU leading 67-29. And
one thing that Florida Atlantic really hangs their hat on is their ability to get to the free throw line.
Right.
But they haven't done that tonight. TCU has done a really good job of when they have fouled, it hasn't been shooting fouls. So for Florida Atlantic, this is only going to be their 3rd and 4th free throw attempt, and they average about a little over 18 a game.
And again, as you mentioned earlier, they have trouble hitting the free throws. TCU try to win their 24th straight non-conference win, 20th straight non-conference win at home. Now they get 1 of 2. So you look at this TCU team, and one of the questions that's being asked by a lot of people is how are they handling being the number 9 team in the country? But look who they have on their team, Jada. They've got all 5 starters are from transfer portals. all of them have big game and national championship experience.
You know, when we talked to Mark Campbell before the game, he's like, yeah, their TCU hasn't been there before or hasn't been in this position before, but you've got Madison Connor, you've got Haley Van Lith, you've got Donovan Hunter, who played in Elite 8 at Oregon State. You know, they've got a lot of experience in those tournaments, and now they're just bringing that all together.
And Agnes Amanopu, who won the 2021 title while at Stanford. There's the foul, and Madison goes down hard. She's going to be okay. She's tough. Haley showed it, floated it, can't get it. Natalie Mazarek is in the lineup for TCU. Has scored 3 points this season. All of those came against Texas State. But good chance for others to get playing time tonight. The three short. Here comes Taylor Bigby. Donovan Hunter uses the left hand off the glass. That's her first field goal made tonight.
And I love when you see your teammates running in transition and you reward them, getting the ball up to them.
She is now 16 points away from 1,000 in her career. God, look at all the 1,000-point scores TCU is going to have on this team by the end of the year.
They know how to put it in the hole for sure.
Ingram with 2. Good defense, TCU. Barely got it up. They're going to call that a shot clock violation.
That one didn't touch the rim. Got it up, but it didn't touch the rim, so that still is shot clock violation. But Florida Atlantic able to get back and set their defense.
Florida Atlantic 5-3 on the year, a member of the American Athletic Conference. 5 players back from last year's team. They have never beaten a ranked team, and that streak will continue. It'll be 0-12. Closest they've ever gotten to a ranked team was Middle Tennessee, Rick Ensel's squad, back in 2007. They only lost by 13 in that game. That's the trivia stat of the night.
There you go.
Because you gave me the look.
Yeah, because I'm like.
You gave me the look. Like, where are you going with this, dude?
The most prepared partner. He's got stats about everything.
I have a lot of time on airplanes. That was touched. No turnover.
And even though it's their 39-point game, you can still see the intensity on defense for TCU. But I enjoy that because, again,
yes,
on Sunday, you're going against a South Carolina team who's experienced, you know, who's been in the big games, won the big games. And so you've got to stay disciplined for the full 40 minutes, no matter who your opponent is.
TCU also on their way to making it 8 of 9 opponents under 34% field goals made. Haley Van Lith. Mazarek, no. Her 5th three-point attempt. She's hit 1 so far this season. Good job getting back, and Moore lost the handle. And Deasia Merrill's going to check into the lineup. The graduate from Villa Rica, Georgia. Played 100 games at Georgia State. Watched her before the game, about 2.5 hours before. She was working extremely hard on learning low post moves and just moves underneath.
And she's a bruiser. Like we talked about Rouser for Florida Atlantic. That's what Deasia Merrill is for TCU. Just a different look at that 5 than Sedona Prince.
Well, she was working extensively with Nolan Wilson, the first-year coach. Spent 3 years at Washington. Works with a lot of the bigs, and there is Merrill.
Once she was able finally to corral the ball, just a little touch.
Had 6 points versus New Orleans in only 6 minutes and also 6 rebounds.
That's effective.
That is effective in that game. I mean, she had 900 points at Georgia State, so you know she can score.
And there's the opportunity, like you talked about, of being able to come in and get those reps, you know, in the game against somebody else. Does nothing but help the team overall.
Substitutions. Haley Van Lith is going to go out. That's probably the last we will see Haley, I have to think. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. We'll throw a block in there and a steal just for good measure. She has become more than a shooter this year. Outside the three, 2 in a row for Donovan Hunter.
Man, it just looks so good coming off their hands when they're in rhythm, stepping into the shot once the ball has hit the paint and collapse the defense and come back out.
Well, Donovan Hunter didn't have any points the last 2 games. She was 0 for 4 shooting, and now she gives the Horned Frogs another 7-0 run. The lead is 44.
And when Coach Campbell talks about Donovan Hunter, you know, he said that she's the unsung hero. You might not see it in the stats, you know, scoring and things like that, but she regulates this team and really sets the tone, especially on the defensive end.
Well, 7 of 9 wins by TCU are going to be big wins by a lot of points, by over 38 points is the way it looks now. Merrill inside, she is going to be fouled. That's when you think of that. I mean, 7 wins, plus 38 points.
They're not giving anybody a chance.
We got a timeout, 4:58, just a little shorter than halfway home here in the final stanza, and TCU on their way to keeping their record perfect and going to 9-0. Horned Frogs with a big lead. They have 23 assists on 29 made baskets. Talked earlier about how they are one of the best in assist and assist to turnover. Now that is their ranking. UConn, of course, #2 team in the country, but entering tonight, here was the assist to turnover ratio, second only to Gino's squad.
23 assists today with 4 turnovers, and it's because they have such playmaking guards. But then you also have other guards on there that can really shoot. They have 96% of the scoring coming back from TCU. But then the transfers that they had, they averaged 50.7 points per game. So you had people who can really score, and then you bring in more people who can score, and taking care of the ball, finding their teammates to do so is what TCU does.
Well, Deasia Merrill spent a lot of time before the game practicing free throws. Obviously, it paid off on that trip. Hits them both. She's got 4 in the ball game to go along with the rebound. Only one starter still in the ball game for TCU. That's Donovan Hunter. And you can still hear the chatter on defense. Merrill calling out signals. That's a rebound with authority.
And just going and pursuing it hard, getting the ball up and out in transition.
Kanisha gave up the shot, dumped it down inside. TCU will have it, 4:23 left to play.
And last year, you know, you see that Donovan Hunter is still on the floor right now, regulating the guards and the post players who are coming off the bench. But, you know, TCU, they started off the year really well, but then they had a lot of injuries. So the players who didn't play as much last year got so much time. And so this, you know, being able to get on the floor right now is really beneficial because you don't know what the rest of your season looks like.
That's exact case in point last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know, God forbid, any injuries would happen for Coach Campbell. But he also, you know, we were talking to him about this earlier, about how this team, and he told us at the beginning of the year, the team had to take steps this season. And he was asked about taking those steps, and he goes, you know, we've been given a lot of tests, and so far we've passed those tests.
And that's all you can ask for, you know, to be able to have that translate on the floor, the things that you spend so much time practicing and putting work in for and showing up in big moments.
And again, 6 o'clock Sunday evening, Dickies Arena, Fort Worth. It's a beautiful facility, by the way. And I love talking to the players and coaching staff before the game. And you mentioned the experience a lot of these players have on a high level. They said, we don't view ourselves as underdogs.
Exactly. You know, it doesn't matter what ranking that they have in front of their name. They're still going to come out and play hard and give it everything that they have because you see what that got them, 2 wins against ranked opponents.
Unselfish play. Kanisha Godfrey, great feed inside to Merrill.
And I love how happy they get for each other when they, you know, convert. They love to share the basketball, and so being able to see those go down is just really good for the team.
24 assists for TCU in the ball game. It'll be 46 straight wins, opponents scoring under 50 points for the Horned Frogs. The rebound pulled down by Perry. Featured Perry at the start of the game. She's done her part with 13 points. Just about her average on the season.
I mean, like you said, she's done her part, but she needed other people to step up with her.
Exactly.
And that necessarily hasn't happened today.
Now, one of the bright spots has been the play of Aaron Rodgers, the freshman. She's got such a quick first step. When you watch her on tape, she's already won back-to-back AAC Freshman of the Week awards this season. High archer. Merrill the rebound. Battles her way up. Can't finish it out.
I hate when it goes all round and around. It goes out rather than drop down.
I know. The rim just isn't round enough. 2:25 to play in the ball game. Coach Campbell still going, go, go, go.
Yeah, he wants to get up and down. He wants the game to be at the pace that TCU thrives at.
And he's told us from day one, we got to make people feel uncomfortable both ends of the basketball court.
Exactly.
I think he's been successful doing that so far. And Donovan Hunter's going to come out, so all the starters are getting a little bit of rest in preparation for Sunday's game against South Carolina. Deja Turner comes into the lineup for TCU. Also Ella Hamlin, the sophomore out of Granbury, who was part of the tryout camp last season. Boy, when she scored her first baskets, kids went crazy this year.
Man, Haley Van Lith said, Ella can do no wrong. She has the greenest green light, and, you know, she can do no wrong. They get really excited for her.
Here is Godfrey. Oh, she did that wrong. We'll cut her some slack.
There you go.
That'll send Christina Godfrey, the sophomore from Country Day High School in Miami, Florida, to the free throw line. And she's one of those players, when you watch her on tape, and I watch the Austin Peay game especially, she's solid. She's kind of that glue piece for this team.
Yeah, she likes to push play, so you'll see right there just getting up in transition, but she's also a shooter. We haven't seen it much today, but she can knock it down. Another Godfrey from the Florida area. I wonder if she's has any relation to KG.
I know, really. The way KG's playing tonight, probably want to be. Kanisha with 7 points in the ball game. Merrill sets the pick and rolls. They double her, she just turns away from it.
I wish she would have went on that left-hand side and just powered through rather than turning back into the defense.
And we talked about her working out a couple of hours before the game. That's exactly the move she was working on. Knocked out, FAU will have it, 1:25 to play in the ball game. And Deasia Merrill is going to come out. Gave them some good minutes tonight. That's a good sign. You have that extra 5 player in your back pocket just in case.
Just in case, you know, if you need to show something different.
Nice quick move, Erin Rogers.
We said that they weren't getting any contribution. She's hit 4 since we said that.
Yeah, exactly. Erin Rogers in double figures again tonight. She's got 11 in the ball game. TCU is going to be 9-0 for the second time in a long time. Una Jovanovic, no. Again, Sunday, 6 o'clock, Dickies Arena. You want to see some great basketball. Carolina and TCU. Tickets are available. You've got a young group. There's group tickets available. Kids tickets as low as $10. Come out and see Coach Campbell's squad.
Man, we've got to pack the house. They're coming down and seeing what Texas is about. We got to show up and show out for the Frogs.
I mean, you're getting one of the historically great teams, and what Dawn Staley has done in South Carolina.
For sure.
That's how old I am. I covered her when she played.
You're telling on yourself.
Oh, man. That's just not right. What a phenomenal basketball coach and person. Final 40 seconds. Another opponent not reaching 50 points. Holding Florida Atlantic to 24% shooting in this game. Everybody wants her to shoot.
Just step into a 3, might as well.
Una with 3. Not going to get it off. That'll be the final 12 seconds. So TCU's going to go to 9-0 on the season. 24 straight non-conference wins, 20 straight non-conference wins at home. And TCU wins at the final, 78-42. Preparation for Sunday's big showdown with South Carolina. Jada, I think that was a game that